All right, we're back for event 3. This is 2-0 already. We have shipped the 4-board best hand imps and best hand match points. Now we're on to non-best hand imps. That's the format I'm playing today. And we'll end with just a Just Declare tournament for the last one. So here we are. And it looks like we're in a best hand tournament, right? It goes pass to us, and we have this beautiful 14 count with a 6-card spade suit. We're going to be nice and normal here, open a spade, and looks like we're going to be playing one spade just like the robot will be. So our goal here, and it's only imps, right? So in match points, we might maybe try to do something funky to take an extra trick. Here, we're just going to try to make sure we take as many tricks as the robot does. We don't expect to gain many imps on a board like this, and certainly we don't expect to lose too many either. We just want to be as normal as we can possibly be. And here, the most normal thing to do is to draw some trump first. We're going to do that. I start with 8. And this is how I count trump, just in case I get asked this question once in a while. It's always worth revisiting. I start with the number I have. So here, I started with 8 spades. And I get that off my chest pretty much a trick 1, right? Because sometimes you rough a card and then you lose track of trump, right? You might miscount because you trumped a card here or there. So here, I start with a number I actually see when the dummy hits. So that was 8. First trick, I go 9, 10. This is the next trick. That's 11. That's 11, right? And now this is 12. And now that means there's one trump left out there. Here's the rule, folks. When there's a trump left out there and it's a winner for their side, you usually don't gain anything by drawing that trump card out. Here, it looks like we might be able to get rid of a heart loser on a diamond. If we lead a spade right now, the opponents can just take 2 hearts. But if we play ace of diamonds and then a diamond toward dummy, if we see something here, that was weird. It was almost a little bit of a built-in hesitation there. So in the real world, you might think the queen is there, but here, I don't know. I'm just going to play the king and take my losers when I get them. I hope the queen wasn't onside. In fact, let's find out. It wasn't. Okay, good. So if we had played low to the jack there, not only do we lose the queen, but then we lose 2 hearts, right? So it's a risk, and it's a risk I just wasn't willing to take at that point. Here it looks like they're going to win the ace of hearts, and then they have a good trump. And that is one spade making one. The elusive plus 80 on the first board. We'll take it. We'll take plus 80. That's exactly what the robots did at the other table. You would expect, right? And if they did one trick worse, we'll take that as well. So 80 on the board for us, and you can kind of see what happened on this hand. We opened a spade here, and then look at lefty, right? They actually have a better hand than us. Remember, the non-best hand tournament, so there's proof right there. They have 15 points to our left. But what do? They could overcall a no trump. I mean, that's not the worst idea with this hand. You might look at that spade and say, is that a stopper? Yeah, it is, right? You're going to take a trick there always, especially when the spade bidder's on your right. But honestly, with only 15, you might just pass. And when you do that, it looks like it goes all past. North could bid a no trump and try to bail out in a diamond suit possibly. And that'll just lead us to a higher spade contract going down. East with spade shortness should probably consider acting here. It's almost never right to let the opponents play one of a suit, and that's because there are a lot of times when we circle this hand here that they're going to be in that direct chair with the best hand at the table. So here, what do you think you would want to do with this hand? Would you bid clubs, or what else would you do? I would double, right? Especially when I'm super short in their suit. I get to show 3 different places to potentially play. But also, remember, you might be saying, well, how can I double? I only have 6 points. Well, you've already passed, right? So the most you can have is like 11. And now in this balancing seat, you get to add a king to your hand, right? Add 3 points to your hand. That's why, because it's so important that you bid here, that rule will exist. And don't misconstrue this for pass to you. That's a totally different animal. No one's bid. One of a suit, pass to you. You should almost always be bidding. That's all I have to say there. The robots didn't, and they weren't going to do that at either table, so bingo, we'll take it. And we're running pretty good for a non-best hand tournament. We had an opening hand the first time. We have a flat opening hand this time that we're just going to get in there with. And look at that, Michael's cuebid. 1 club, 2 clubs. Hey, partner, I have the majors. Our partner bid 3 clubs, which I have to tell you, folks, is the weaker raise that they can make. They could have cuebid one of those majors to show clubs and a good hand. They did not do that, right? So it's a nifty little spot there. You have to know that this 3 club bid is just probably a 5-card club suit, we hope, and some sort of hand that's like 6-9 or 6 to a bad 10. Three spades. I'm so flat. I'm not willing to do anything here. What do you think you're going to lead here, folks? Make your choice before I do it. What would you do? Take a little coffee. Anyone ever wants to send a gift? You know, Starbucks gift cards. I'm just kidding. I've never solicited gifts before, and I'm not going to start now. Just if I don't edit it out, just ignore what I just said. I don't want to get deluged with any of your money going to my coffee habit. All right, so these are times where it's almost always right to lead trump, folks. Here's what we have to know. This player has shown 5 spades and 5 hearts, which means this player has taken a preference. Now, they've taken a free preference, so it usually means they're pretty well stocked. But the more we can get rid of spades in both of these hands, the less they're likely to be trumping back and forth. So we want to get on the trump lead as quickly as we can when they've made some sort of preference here. And here they go. It looks like they're shortening clubs in their hand, possibly. Taking a heart finesse, not surprising, and my goodness, it's going to be good for them. Wow, they had a good hand to our right. Did they miss a game, possibly? Oh, we'll find out. We could have covered that for an extra trick. Oops. Okay, there they go. Setting up hearts. Hearts were 3-3 for them. That's pretty awesome. There's our spade trick, and it doesn't really matter. They can just draw trump, and then the dummy's good, basically. See you later. All right. Could we have done better? Let's take a look. I mean, obviously, we can do better. We can cover that diamond, but can they transport back and do the same thing? Let's take a little peek. There it is. Almost. Hang on. Tick-tock. There we go. All right, 3 spades. We're never upset to go minus 200 when they're making 5 in an IMPS category. So let's look at how we could have done. And actually, it looks like they're just +2 pretty much any time we do anything on this hand. Let's go back to make sure. Yeah, and notice what I did there, folks. I went up to this little blue burger. That's how you find the show double dummy, and then you can hide it again. So I'm going to show. That's a really good way to kind of take a look at your hand. Now, I want to caution you. This is what's called double dummy, meaning the robot can see all the hands. They know what would be right. And as it turns out, a spade lead is better than some of our other choices that lead to +2. Partner could have just played ace of spades there, but as you can see, it didn't matter, right? It was going to lead to +2 either way. They chose to duck that, and now it went club, bingo. There was the heart play. I mean, everything's working so well for them. Here's where I thought I could do a little bit better, but it turns out no. If I cover this, they just trump it, and then they can go back to their hand, and they have enough diamonds. We have enough diamonds in both of our hands here so that they can come back over here after ace of hearts, heart rough, and then cash the 10 of diamonds, pitch the club, and then just draw trump again, right? So it's actually, it's a spot where they're just going to take a bunch of tricks. We would be super happy if this were a real imp game or a team game, because we would recognize that our opponents missed a game on this hand. They could have made 4 spades easily. They didn't bid it. So we would be like, hey, we're ahead. Unfortunately, there's 4 robots at the other table. They're going to bid it the exact same way. So, and we didn't step into the auction. Oh, no, whatever. We opened the club, which they're going to do 100% of the time. So nothing we can do here. What we're happy about is we didn't make a bid that was going to force them to bid a game. A lot of people get in this situation where they see 3 spades and they see partners raise. Look at partners raise, by the way. Oh, my God. It's terrible. So they bid to the 3 level with that garbage. Be wary in the future, folks. We're gonna watch these raises in the future and tread lightly. But here, at this moment, if we were to compete, and a lot of people just get territorial, like, oh, my God, I'm not going to let them Michaels and get to this fit. I need to bid. My partner showed club support. Let's bid 4 clubs. You may convince the opponents, especially this opponent, to just compete to the 4 level when they weren't willing to do so initially, right? So you don't talk them into a good decision for their side. No reason to bid for your side, so you let it go. Here's a real life bridge hand. 8 points balanced. A heart, a spade. It's easy. 2 hearts, folks. 6 to 9. It goes 3 hearts, 3 spades. What do you want to do? Make your bid, folks. What would you do in this situation? Remember, we're playing imps. So I'm sure some of you out there have said, and please pause if you need more time to think about this, but some of you are saying, well, we're not vulnerable. Yeah, by the way, when someone says, well, we're not vulnerable, and then makes a bid, you know that bid is just is not fully amazing, I would say. It's usually the mark of a bad bid. And here we would be making a bad bid by bidding 4, obviously. In fact, we wouldn't even compete to the 3 level. Here's what you want to use in this spot. just use the law of total tricks, right? It's clear they have a spade fit and we have a heart fit, right? So we know from our side that we have 8 hearts, right? We could have more, but from our perspective, we just know partner has 5. We have 3. That's 8. We should be willing to compete to the 8 trick level, not further. And honestly, we're so flat, we don't want to be there. And one more thing, folks, when you play imps versus match points, it is not as important to be competing as aggressively, right? In match points, you kind of have to compete aggressively to cover a score that you might be getting in a different, for different decisions or different contracts. Here, you don't have to worry too much about that because minus, let's say 140 is going to be about the same as minus 100 for something we're bidding going down 2. And if we decide to pursue something a little aggressive, now we bring in double, and then we've taken a much worse minus score, right? So here we should be very happy to be playing in just 3 spades, and we have an automatic lead. Here's what I like to do on opening lead, folks. I like to just take out things I'm not going to do. I'm not going to lead away from my king of diamonds. I mean, a club just looks bad. A spade, I could just blow up a trick by leading spades in a lot of situations. So that brings us to a heart lead. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Rule out the worst things you could do, and then you'll get to your best choice. Here, we don't know what kind of signaling they play attitude-wise, but we tried to signal we liked diamonds. And there we go, folks. And now take a look. They're down 1 100% of the time. If we let a spade initially, that was not quite going to be the case. But here, they're down 1 at least. Maybe partner has diamond shortness over there. They didn't. And now, just as long as we never lead spades ourselves, we're always getting a trick. The one thing we had to watch for there is if East had gotten on lead first and led a spade before they led a spade to their ace, we have to split our honors, right? We had to force the king to make sure we guarantee a trick. Here, it just happens automatically. But if we didn't get a chance to see that initially, that's what we do. And here, just trying to get a heart trick if it's coming. I mean, I don't think we have any other tricks here unless a diamond trick was coming to us in that spot. But if it was, they're not going to be pitching on any clubs either. So they just had a good diamond. Very nice. All right, plus 50. We'll take it. Or, excuse me. Whoa, plus 100. They were vulnerable. I forgot. We were not vulnerable. They were vulnerable. And look at our heart prospects. We did have 9 hearts, but they beat us to that level here, right? This was like a partner. Okay, whatever. I'm wondering what double would be for the robot here. Maybe it would show more than this hand. I guess it would be invitational, I would suppose. It's interesting they chose not to do that. In hearts, we do, because hearts are 2-2, we do make 4. Look at that. We have no diamond losers. We have, no, we can't make it on a club lead. We go club, rough a club, ace of spades, boom. There's enough tricks to beat it. Thank you. So we'll go plus, and 4 would have led to minus. Ooh, there's a good one here. We're going to transfer. Partner open to no trump, folks. We have enough to play game. And now the question is, do we bid 3 clubs or do we bid 3 no trump? With this sort of hand, I'm more balanced-ish. I'm 5-4-2-2. You could bid 3 clubs. 3 no trump is kind of the same thing. Both are game forcing. One shows a more unbalanced distribution, and it's just natural and game forcing. So remember that, folks. After a transfer or after statement, a new suit at the 3 level is just game forcing and natural. Okay, so it's not, hey, I want to try something else. It's, hey, we're still going to game. I just have 5 spades and more of an unbalanced hand with at least 4 clubs. Nice. Okay, so we might be able to pitch a heart because of this diamond lead. We might not. Who knows? We also might just be able to pitch a heart on a long club. So here we're going to play that to the ace. You would expect the king to be in this hand, all right, because usually we're not going to be leading away from kings from this chair, right, towards that no trump bidder. So you would expect the king to be in the spot we want it to be. Here, there's no reason not to draw trump. Wow, look at that. We're getting a bad trump break, it looks like, unless they did something very weird, which they've done. They've just surrendered their queen. It looks like Queen Doubleton, maybe. Is it? Yeah, it is. Okay. So now we have a couple ways we can go. We have one way we can probably go. We should just go this way. We're going to start to try to unblock clubs here. And now we've done it. All right, so here, interesting. We have a lot of ways we can go about this. I am going to play... What can we do here? Let's take a moment and see if we can get just one more trick in this situation. I'm just trying to see if we can just get rid of, if we play the 9 of spades and pitch a heart. In fact, I'm going to pitch the queen of hearts and just kind of set this up. And now I'm going to play the 7 of spades and pitch a diamond, right? And now I'm just going to play clubs. The 10 of clubs, they have to pitch every time. Here are the 3 of clubs, I pitch a diamond, and I'm looking for the diamond honor. If I don't see the diamond honor, I'm just going to play a heart and see if that worked out. It was unlikely to work out either way. And if you find a good way to have that work out, you can throw that in the chat for me. But here, just plus 680 for us. And let's just, oh, wait, we're going to get a result. I forget we're playing this format. 0-0. We will take a tie in a non-best hand tournament. Take a look. That is really nifty here. So we're now 2-0-1. We cannot be defeated this week. So we're free rolling the last event. But let me take a look at the total results here. And here we are at the very end of things. Event 3, a complete tie on every result. It's pretty awesome. And notice, as predicted, we weren't going to do anything different here. Here, the robot didn't compete as they shouldn't, right? So we did well here. And then this was the spot where we were here making 6. Let me get to the point where, okay, we've drawn the trump, and then we figured out the club position. And now, can we get the 13 tricks? There it is. We can, right? We just play clubs. Club to the 8. We did that. And then 9 of spades. We're still plus 3. There it was. All right. We needed to keep the queen of hearts in the dummy there. And then we can possibly... then we're squeezing righty. Yep. Okay. We live and we learn. It was only for one extra trick, right? But honestly, we would have won. If we find the right play on this, we win by 1 imp. Right, so that's the difference sometimes, especially in these short ones. But we're very happy to take a tie. It means we cannot be tied in the event. We've won this week's Olympics, thank goodness. That is 2-0-1, and the last chance to excel will be a Just Declare tournament, which I'm going to play next, or Just Declare 4 boards against the robot. Let's see if I can get 3-0-1 on the scoreboard. At worst, we're going to be on the plus side. So I'll see you for it, guys. Thanks a lot for joining, and don't forget, like and subscribe. And you'll see a lot more of this great content. Thank you.